Welcome, dear listeners, to another special episode of Legacy of the Ancients. Betrayal. Who could have seen this coming? Definitely not Reginald. As the God Lizard was finally stopped, Cerebrin made his move, revealing he carried the spirits of countless Lucian citizens, all blaming Reginald for their death. Through a heart-to-heart, they were able to convince Cerebrin his desire for vengeance was misplaced and would give him another chance. Felix, however, would be keeping a close eye on him moving forward. They returned to Vegas, where they celebrated, rested, and got ready to head for Shodan, and that's where we pick up.
You're sort of, at this point, not just resting, but sort of in a calm before the storm. You know what the next step is. The next step is marching back to Lucia, taking it back, and stopping Shodan once and for all. It's going to be a hard road. It's going to be a harder fight. And the only thing that's sure is that you are going to lose more people.
Yeah, I think Reginald would definitely try to get some quality time in with Lily at some point.
You'll be able to.
I think in one of the first times that Cerebrin met everybody, I remember Otis and Reginald talking about Conry dying and kind of different roles for the party and stuff like that. And Otis had a very quick throwaway line about how Conry spoke to some otherworldly being, but like they had lost contact with this person, this creature, being, whatever it is. Cerebrin, being a wizard and an occultist, would try to look into whatever that is. Like, using whatever descriptions Otis gave him or Reginald gave him or anyone gave him, look into, like, is there any historical reference for somebody acting like this, or like, has anyone seen this person before, and just kind of do a deep dive in an attempt to like see what he can figure out, because he's trying to find allies wherever he can at this point.
Give me an investigation check.
That's a 22 for me.
That's pretty good. You do some research, through the knowledge and the tomes that you have, and maybe communing with the dead a bit to learn what they know.
Mm-hmm.
And it leads you back to an ancient text from the old world called Faust. The entity you're looking for goes by a number of names: Mephistopheles, Shaynor, Mr. Scratch.
Cerebrin will continue this line of investigating, but I don't know if he'd want to tell everybody, because he's also kind of in a weird spot, having exposed that he was trying to kill Reginald. Yeah, he's gonna keep doing that and look into like how people have got a hold of him, when he appears, things like that, as much as he can as we prepare for our inevitable trek towards Shodan.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Back at camp still? Celebrating, resting?
I think Otis is probably trying to spend as much time with the shifters as he can, and probably just try and listen to some of their stories of the travel down. Yeah, I don't think he's going to ask outright, but I do think he's curious as to like what his father's up to, because his father might still be back home. Like, what's the shape of all that? Yeah, I think Otis is just trying to like pick and prod, because he realizes he's probably about to run in a high chance of death, even though he might be the chief that they're looking to right now. So I think he's trying to he's not outwardly asking any of that, and he's like just trying to figure it out without like being like, so like what should we do now, guys?
You'll learn that your father's alive, but things are looking bad for your people. Shodan's corruption has spread to the woods they call their home. And it wasn't just the god lizard that was corrupted as well. A number of other titans have. The onslaughts are constant.
Bolt's going to walk up to Felix and sit down beside him and kind of look into the fire that's in front of them, and then kind of look over at him and say, you know, it feels like everyone is sacrificing so much for this. Reginald and his family, and Otis with his tribe. And I feel like you guys are my family. I almost feel a little bit guilty that I'm not giving up as much as everyone else.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm not sacrificing my family. My mom and dad, they love me, don't get me wrong, but we've never been close. And then ever since I left the farm, I haven't really even talked with them, and I don't even care that much. But here we are, like, Reginald's given up 2 wives for this fight, and Conry gave up a wife and a life, and I mean, Otis is such a stud. He could probably have had 5 wives by now, and I've only just kissed 1 girl, and I just feel like I'm not sacrificing very much compared to everyone else.
Well, I guess that train of thought has merit to it. I guess I would ask, what are your reasons for fighting?
Well, at first it was Izanagi. I thought I was special and chosen, and I guess I was. I mean, don't get me wrong, Felix. I'm grateful for everything he did for me, but I guess I just realized he's not as much of a god as I thought he was. When I think of what I want a god that I worship to be. And, well, my whole thing has always been a hero, and what makes a hero is somebody who's willing to sacrifice everything for the greater good. And I just feel like everyone else has so much to sacrifice. The one time I tried to be heroic, I got eaten by the world serpent, and I'm still here. I guess I'm just confused.
Well, I can't say I understand necessarily how you feel. It makes sense when you explain it, but the way I see it, you just haven't had your moment to sacrifice yet. There can't be nothing worth sacrificing.
Oh, you probably didn't hear the story. No, literally, I flew into the world serpent's mouth to save everyone's life. It was supposed to be a great big sacrifice. And then I had like 1,000 years of wisdom bestowed upon me, and then I came out and saved the guys again, and it's like nothing ever changed.
I have not heard that you were swallowed by a serpent. That is, there's so much for me to catch up on.
Really? I feel like I talk about it all the time.
It's the first I've heard, Bolt.
I guess you haven't been around that long.
True. It's been, 2-3 days since we've reconnected? So, I haven't heard all the stories.
Reginald, come over here. Tell the story about the world serpent.
And you put pants on. Never mind. And I come down without pants, but still full top armor.
just breastplate, pauldrons, heart boxers.
He's Donald Ducking it.
Yeah, has he not told you the story?
No, I haven't heard any stories.
It was... I mean, honestly, Bolt, I've never seen such a commendable example of bravery.
Oh yeah, I totally died.
He offered himself in exchange for us. And the world serpent obliged, and in a moment we couldn't do anything. Bolt was, as far as we knew, gone. And he let us go.
But it wasn't like a big deal. Like, I was gone for a weekend. It doesn't even feel like much of a sacrifice.
You didn't know that at the time.
Well, no.
As far as you knew, it was the end for you, Bolt.
I know. I didn't do it because I wanted people to talk about how heroic I was, Reginald, but Well, this whole conversation started because I was telling Felix that you guys are all giving up so much. You've got your wife and an awesome future. And Otis has only kind of just reestablished the fact that he's, king and lord over all of the entire people of the tundra. And, well, I don't honestly know a whole lot about Cerebrin. That guy's kind of new. But, the fact of the matter is, it feels like everyone's making a big sacrifice. And the one sacrifice I made, well, I guess it worked out okay. I think I just need to be reminded of what it feels like to be a hero again.
I think Reginald will get down on one knee and put a hand on your shoulder. Ross, the weightiness that I come to battle with, the heavy responsibility I feel whenever I command men and send them into battle, it's not just because of what they're currently sacrificing, but the fact that if they were to perish, that they're giving up everything they could have. And well, maybe that's more of the sacrifice you're making now, is if we are to perish, it's giving up everything we could have in the future. And you have always been so willing to do that for your friends. I don't say for one moment you're not a hero.
I think that's what I'm afraid of, Reginald. I had a chance to make a sacrifice, and I think I did. I feel like I did. And now that I'm back, and then Bolt says this kind of quietly, just in hushed tones, so that only Reginald and Felix can hear him. He's going to say, I don't know that I can make the same decision again.
Well, I don't think any of us know if we can make that decision until the moment's thrust upon us.
Yeah, you're right. I used to be so sure, Felix. I always knew what Izanagi wanted from me and what I needed to do, and that I was called to be a hero, even though I think I misstepped a little bit. And now that we're facing down Shodan, and the whole actual timeline is at stake, and I have the choice to do it again, I wish it were different somehow. And Bolt stands up, not wanting to seem like he's weak amongst his peers, and says, but don't worry, guys, when the time comes, I'm going to be the same Bolt you always knew. And he's going to kind of walk off to the edge of the campfire and pretend like he's got something important to do, making sure the tent is still sturdy and making sure that there's enough firewood going.
Felix will just look at Reginald, and maybe his sacrifice was his innocence.
Probably.
I'm not quite sure what all's happened in the year I've been gone with you, but Connery has passed on, and Bolt seems to have grown. I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but it seems the world has taught him a lesson or two. If that makes sense.
It does.
And then there's you. Lost loves and a general of legions, from what I hear.
Well, it's been a journey this last year, and as much as I would have loved to have had you with us, I know that you were where you needed to be, and I've come out better for it. You seem to be the best of all your kin, as far as I can see here.
I don't know about the best. I'm not a fan of getting praise heaped on me. It was a journey, I'll tell you that.
What was it like?
Oh, the time away?
I mean, you were study for a year. I can only imagine how much you've learned and experienced.
Yes, there was study, there was learning. Mostly it was tying up loose ends. After everything happened and our ways were separated, I did look for you, for all of you. The world moves in its own way. Things happen. Eventually, I just found it better if I dealt with my own personal issues, if you will. I'm not sure how much of my past you've really known. You asked me once, actually, and I gave you a little bit of it, not a lot. My father wasn't a great man. Well, he was, to me, growing up, and my sisters. Kind of like with Bolt, as you get older, the world teaches you lessons, whether you want them taught or not, and well, one of the only reasons I'm here is because I ran away from it all. Let's just say I used a good amount of that time during that year to deal with it. I didn't kill him, but well, it's in the past. It's behind me now. So I'm more focused, you could say. I guess that gives an air of confidence, deserved or otherwise, and more straight, narrow-minded.
As Reginald kind of course, isn't making eye contact with Felix, he's kind of poking at the fire with a stick, as men do when gathered around a fire. He goes, I mean, I can only imagine how hard of a decision, or more likely, a string of decisions it took to write that. I know it's easy to let things like that stay in the past and to ignore them, but you did the right thing. You did the manly thing, and was to face those mistakes and face that unfinished business, which not everyone has the strength of character to do. So I commend you for that, and I'm glad you will be entirely focused here, because we will need all of everyone here.
Reginald, tell me, are you okay with everything that's gone on, the things that have happened? How are you doing?
Again, avoiding eye contact, still playing with the fire. Honestly, I haven't been okay with the last 21 years. I mean, I originally joined the military with ideas of grandeur and defeating the enemy and coming back home a hero and being remembered for all time. And now looking back, that's seems so silly now. After so many battles and so many fights, it's worn on me. I've lost men before. I've lost even friends before. Feeling so directly responsible for Connery's death, and not knowing if we'll have anything to show for it later, it wears on me. Cerebrin.
Him.
Showing me all of the souls of the soldiers who I couldn't save, who will never come back home. They were right in front of me. That's something I'd only seen in my dreams. And he manifested it, and it hurt so much more. And I guess I won't be okay until this is all over.
Yes. Those men you couldn't save, do you think they died without meaning?
No, I would say no.
Good. I can't say I'm as learned as you or as well versed in the schemes of military, but two things I'll leave you with tonight. The first, good men, good soldiers, will follow a leader into battle they trust to spend their lives wisely. Every one of them knows they could die. They just hope they do it in a way that means something, that it wasn't useless. So as long as those lives you spent, as callous as that sounds, were worth something, I don't think a single one of those souls would blame you for their death. And two, and he'll look at you very directly, and I need you to listen to me when I say this, Reginald.
He'll turn and face you.
We've been friends for a while. I don't know what happened with Cerebrin. Honestly, I don't know what staved my pistol from blowing his head off when he did what he did. I don't trust him. And you may have forgiven him, but I don't think you should trust him either. Use him, do what you need, have him help in whatever way brings an end to all this, and when that's done, deal with him appropriately. But as far as you and I are concerned, we need to keep an eye on him.
And Reginald will put his hand on your shoulder, and I'm so thankful for your directness and your honesty. And have such a loyal and valuable friend so close at hand is reassuring, to say the least. But I know he's not the only one who's angry with me, and I know there will be more, but thank you for your words. They help. They help a lot.
Well, with that, it's late. Should I craft you some pants, or do you have a reason to be out of them now?
No, I have pants, just Bolt made it sound urgent, so I should probably go. I do love your pants are great. If you have any wizard pants, I would love some.
No wizard pants. But I'll let you get back to whatever business it was that took you out of them. Old boy.
So breezy down there now. So nice.
So freeing.
We should all go into combat like this. Work for the Scotsman.
So yeah, we hitting the hay, resting up for the night then?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You all rest. You dream your dreams. You wake up in the morning refreshed, knowing how monumental the task ahead of you is. When you exit your tents, you'll see the fighters, the warriors, those who have gathered here, both of the Fae, the elves, and the shifters, as well as the remaining forces of Lucia that will be marching with you, as well as the Loudmouth Brigade.
Come on.
Who have at some point procured an actual armored Humvee with a mounted weapon. Todd, what's your favorite mounted gun?
50 cal.
One of those.
Absolutely.
Is there a picture of Calvin pissing on like a Ford logo or something? It's the only way I can connect this.
They have like little pictures for like all the loudmouths like on the back, like them. It's just a father figure and then a bunch of children for the loudmouths.
But yeah, you can see the forces are gathering, starting to organize, packing up and getting ready for the long march to the west.
We're heading out like the next couple of hours.
Seems like. What are you guys doing to prepare?
I think Cerebrin would have mistakenly tried to convince these people getting ready to combat that he needed them to raid the graveyard and bring as many of the dead bodies as he could. It's important for his magic. And then when that didn't work, he's probably sitting on like the open truck bed of one of the vehicles, kind of sulking, but more or less ready to go, like with his books. Still reading up on this figure, but I think he would just be in, like, he's ready. At this point, this is, yeah, yeah, he's ready to go. He's with whatever group is getting ready to head out.
I think Reginald he'll be ready. Like his stuff will all be packed, but I think he has a small table out with still just like maps between here and Lucia, and noting the terrain and like trying to remember the path that they took to get here and like what they ran into previously, and getting ready to. Great, we've experienced this before. We're going to do better this time. Of making sure they're prepared for the journey, and then I think one of the last things he'll do before heading to the assembly would be to pass Lily a small white note with a red ribbon tied around it.
Okay.
Just I'll grab her hands. If I don't come back, then you can open this.
You're going to come back, Reggie. And she'll put your hand on her stomach, and she's like starting to show, finally, at this point. And she just says, you have to. You don't really have another choice.
You're right.
Now, that new friend of yours, I'm not so sure about.
Oh, I plan on putting him in the front, absolutely.
He's like has his book up and he's like peering over it at Reginald.
Wait, that's my book. It's the How to Win Friends and Get that back.
He's working on his charisma.
You never finished it.
I left a bookmark in there. I want it back.
Every time there's a personal pronoun, he scratched it out and wrote Reginald over this. It's weird.
You're right. You're right. Take a knee and then get really close to Lily's belly and say, "Cannot wait to meet you. I've been looking forward to this for a very long time." And I'll gently kiss her tummy, and then bring Lily in for a hug.
And she will wrap her arms around you, like under your armpits, and just bury her head into the crook of your shoulder.
I'll see you soon.
Do what you've got to do. And then come home.
Yes, ma'am.
Or maybe I'll be coming home. I'd like that. Or maybe we find a new home. Doesn't matter. As long as we're all together.
Agreed.
Well, and she'll slap your chest plate.
Ow!
I think they're waiting for their speech.
Always a speech, always a speech. I didn't have anything prepared, and I pull out various pieces of paper held together by tape.
It's my 3 notebooks, each labeled meticulously.
I put in bold at the top, must be 10 minutes long in order for the spell to work.
Well, Jordan, you have 10 minutes. The floor is yours.
You can all take your bio break. I'll record it, and then you guys can hear it first thing when Jeff edits it.
We'll fix it in post, right?
I edit it after the fact, and it's just a crowd booing the whole time.
It's all bits of Abraham Lincoln and Churchill all strung together. Yeah, Reginald will walk to the front, and then I think he'll actually stand, on the APC, just so he can get a view of everyone. And he'll address the crowd. I thank each and every one of you for being here. I know that we've all lost so much, and I will not try to deceive you in any way. We will lose more on this journey. But as a dear friend once told me, a life lost in the pursuit of something good is not a life wasted. And so as we go on this journey, just know that I will always be at the front if there's sacrifice to be made, I will be the first to do it. I'm thankful for all of you here, and I think with all of us working together, we can make this right. We can make this right, and then we can all go home.
The Loudmouth Brigade, all in unison, will shout, "Oorah!" And as soon as they do that, every other force, human, shifter, fae, elf, will all just smack their shields in unison. You get goosebumps.
And I think Reginald will take King Kalen's ring. I think he'll finally put it on.
Yes.
We're gonna make this right. And then I'll actually take out of my bag too. Before Reginald left Lucia, he had picked up like a tattered Lucian flag, and you can see that he has like re-sewn it and laundered it and made it look crisp, and he'll plant it on top of the APC. The next place this flag is going is on top of the castle. Who's with me?
And just a burst of shouts and yells from all around you, and the beating of shields. And your army is ready to march.
On top of the APC, like, let's get it moving.
You now, luckily, have the benefit of not just a somewhat smaller group that you're trying to move, but vehicles to move them in. And they're all able-bodied, fresh, and know what they're doing. So the trip back to Lucia is only going to be a few days. You make your way out past the barriers, and you encounter those creatures you'd encountered before, but this fight's not so desperate. Not this time. Before, you were protecting those who couldn't protect themselves. You were fighting a war of attrition. This time, you're on the assault. And your people know what they're doing. Especially the loudmouths. You essentially cut a path over the next 3 to 4 days to the outskirts of the Kingdom of Lucia, to where you can see the city itself and Shodan's core floating high above it, where all red strands of the life stream meet.
As we pull up, I guess, on the outskirts, I assume we probably stop for a minute as we're taking it in. Cerebrin will kind of pop his head out and look at everybody, and then look to Reginald and go, "So then, what's our plan of making a move on this thing? I don't suppose going in guns blazing would be the best strategy, though I'm sure Shodan is also aware we're already here, so I'm open to anyone's ideas on how we wish to proceed."
Petra will actually step forward and say, "Well, as somebody who, as an exercise, has many times thought about how I would infiltrate Lucia to take down its power structure. As an exercise, mind you."
Maybe you could have exercised, I don't know, taking out the Axion Empire a couple of times extra. That would have been...
How about you exercise
Great.
these
Fair.
nuts? And then she'll faint at you.
Oh! All the shifters.
Reginald gets
All the shifters follow Otis.
He doesn't even juke towards Cerebrin, but he flinches just by proxy of Reginald. He's like, "Oh."
Reginald, with a tear in his eye, like, just shuts the top of the APC with him inside of it. Oh, this is me time.
Oh, man.
And yes, it locks from the inside.
Okay, Petra. Then in your hypothetical scenarios where you've run this multiple times, what did you see would be best?
Well, based on my hypotheticals and what we've been able to observe with scouts, we have a number of options ahead of us. We're going to want to split up no matter what. This entire force can't fight through the city streets. We have to come at it from multiple angles. But it's up to you which path you want to take. There's the front gates, of course. They're going to be the most heavily guarded. From what we can see, large number of enemies, ranging from small to large. One in particular looks quite nasty. Might be best to be avoided if possible. You can come around through the waterfront districts and the slums that surround them, along the docks. There are a large number of enemies there, but they are smaller fodder. The Alchemy District, you could go to from there. It is going to be more heavily patrolled, but you could find useful things there. Eventually, you're going to want to make your way to the castle itself, past the markets.
Guys, I want to do the front gates. I want to do front head-on. I want Shodan not to be able to ignore us. Everyone here has given up so much. They've sacrificed so much, and if they have any chance of surviving, it's because we're taking so much of Shodan's attention in the most important place that they might be able to break through. I know there's so much good we could do in all of these places, and I know there's a lot of value to us being, and he kind of looks over at Otis like a commando team that could break in and be led by a great warlord. But the truth of the matter is, anything else besides us being at the front means all of these people, and I just bolt gestures behind him, have a lower chance of living. We have the chance to take the front gates. We're surprisingly durable, guys. I think we can do it.
Petra will say, "You won't be alone, of course. You'll have your own contingent of soldiers. And the rest of us will have to go somewhere. Like I said, we all can't storm the gates. We wouldn't all fit."
I mean, Bolt, what you're suggesting is tantamount to a suicide run. It's front and center. Shodan, you're right. Shodan will see you coming, and his focus will be drawn entirely to you and the contingent. And that's, I hesitate to accept your idea, because we would then lose you potentially for our showdown with this being in the long run. And I mean, you've been a fixture of the Hero Alliance from the start. I mean, we would lose you. Surely, I mean, Felix would be a better candidate, right, Petra? And then I'll cast suggestion on Petra to try to get her to agree with me.
Donowitz is gonna step forward of the Loudmouth Brigade and say, "Actually, it's funny you mentioned Shodan's attention. We got something for that. Pulled it out of Lake Mead a couple of weeks ago. We got it all fixed up, though."
What is it, Donowitz?
And he'll go, "Give it a second." And then you'll hear it in the sky in the distance. The propellers of a B-52.
Hell yeah.
Is it playing Ride of the Valkyrie? As loud
No,
as
it's playing Fortunate Son, obviously.
Fortunate Son.
Fortunate Son, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh, would you look at that?
So then, I mean, there is something to Bolt's idea. I don't think he should go it alone. I do think there is something to the direct route being the shortest. And with this thing flying above us and maybe some well-placed soldiers in different spots to draw Shodan's attention, we could potentially get right to it in a very short amount of time.
And the truth of the matter is, as he looks around at these people, the elves are hardened warriors. They know how to fight headlong, but most of the rest of these people are refugees. They fight in the shadows. They fight for survival. They're not soldiers. We would be doing them a disservice putting them at the front. But us, we know how to fight these guys.
If I'll pull out my map of Lucia, I think as the main frontal force, it would be us and one of the larger contingents of shifters. I would hate to keep them from getting in the melee as quickly as possible. I know they're ready for it.
They already took pre-workout.
They took that. They're so veiny. Look at them.
It's the good stuff from before it got regulated, so it's like the old school jacked, you know?
It's just ephedrine. It's just solid ephedrine.
Yeah, it's ephedrine.
The camera pans behind us, and it's just empty containers of horse electrolytes.
They've been listening to nothing but Deep Purple for the last 3 days.
The smallest one is still like almost 7 foot tall. I was like, come on, we want to hit something.
So I suggest we keep them at the front. You mentioned the Alchemist District. Felix, how confident are you that these wizards would be able to take things from the Alchemy District? I can only imagine there would be extremely useful things for them there.
Oh, that would be right up their alley.
I can send them with a couple of dragoons in order to keep them safe. And then I think for Oberon and his group, we send them to the waterfront. I think they'll make quick work of all the tiny ones. And then hopefully we converge on the middle and take the castle from there.
Oberon will nod in agreement and then look at his contingent of Ketchi murder cats and red hats.
We'll need to start the frontal assault first in order to draw his forces away from the gate so that everyone else can make their entrance.
Full frontal.
Are we ready?
Where do you want to send the loudmouths?
Are they... So that and the airship.
Not airship. Bomber.
Bomber. Do there look like there are fortifications on the front of Lucia?
No. Not that weren't already there. Like, Lucia has walls, but several gates.
I'll look at one of the loudmouths and I go, I think the way that we let them know that we're here is to knock on the front door.
Door knocker. You got it.
Make Connery proud.
Oh, and take this extra chocolate bar I have. He carefully breaks it up into 5 pieces for the 5 loudmouths that are standing right there. For Connery.
And they will eat them.
They all gained 6 levels.
And yeah, I think he'll just dead-ass pull out a rocket and put it into a mortar and go, you give the signal. We'll keep these raining.
Excellent. Let's light it up. And Reginald will start making his way, cresting the hill to get to the open field before the castle.
So, front gate, is it?
Oh, yeah. Full frontal.
I mean, just to be clear, Derek doesn't think this is a good plan. I mean, Bolt adores it, but Derek doesn't think it's a good plan.
This isn't Derek's fault. This is a Bolt problem, you know? I can't be held responsible for Bolt.
He was speaking to me.
You know, you guys are starting to rush in. I want some descriptions.
I think then if we're doing descriptions, Cerebrin will try, as we're getting closer, as I look at my spells real quick, he's got a couple good spells I feel like I can fire off that are like AoE, but does anyone, I don't want to like, if anyone has any cool ideas they want to launch into before I do so, like, please, by all means, go for it.
I don't know. Are you going to counterspell me?
Maybe.
So they mentioned there was one big bad, and over the table, it's reasonable to assume that that guy has lair actions or legendary resistances. I don't think it would be a terrible thing to like target the big guy right off the bat, and unless there's a tons of minions, in which case, yeah, fireball makes all the sense in the world. But I say we go for the big guy, punch. Prison rules: pick the biggest guy in the yard and punch him in the face.
Okay, in that case, I agree.
You have a team with you as well.
I was just going to ask if my speech from earlier could count for my inspiring leader ability.
I will allow it.
So it just says equal to my level plus charisma modifier. Is that my total level or my bard level?
Total level.
Yeah, level is level, dude.
I just want to be sure. Everyone gets 19 extra hit points.
Nice.
Like temp or like max HP?
19 temp.
Nice. I do love me some temp HP.
You're approaching the city gates, and when you are a safe distance away, but still approaching full speed, you signal the loudmouths to launch the door knocker. And 1.8 seconds later, there's not a city gate there anymore.
Yeah.
At this point, the vehicles pull up. The ones that you sent elsewhere are going around the city walls to hit their respective targets. And you basically Akira slide your APCs and hop out, and you and your team file in. You got a couple of scouts that managed to place themselves up on the ramparts above the city wall, but otherwise you guys get through as the rest of your small arms forces carve a path for you and keep the smaller ones off you. Up ahead, in the sort of vestibule between the outer gates and the inner gates, you see a number of those smaller fry. One of the ones that's made of blades, and the big boy towering above you, ready to end you.
This was Dumpstat, a D&D podcast hosted by our DM, Mike, with players Derek, Jordan, Matt, Todd, and me, Jeff. Be sure to follow us on social media, and if you like the music and sound effects used, check out the episode description for all the info you need.